you can only put 6 circles of this size around this and still got a little bit of space to maneuver within. But if it was 6 blocks, it will be one complete cube with no space. So that's how we are able now to erect skyscrapers, because we are using cubes. If we were using roundables, we will never make a double story of a roundable in the first place. So you can, it works with what we call also the physical pi. If you take 2 circles and you join them together like this, the angle that you find between is called a physical pi, which is 1 point something, which is 1.887, which is the basic.
Come on.
Which is the basic formula to calculate any horizontal surface. That's what they used when they are building ancient sites. If you look at stone circles around the world, you go to Google Maps and Google ancient stone circles, you'll find them scattered in like water lilies. If you have seen water lilies on top of it, but you'll see they're all like a big comb, equal size. That's your perfect sacred geometry or physical pi. You never go wrong with that on horizontal. Ask any person who can actually start a mine. He never uses any other formula. And it's not something that Charles Darwin and his friends Isaac Newton developed. It's an ancient sacred thing, dating thousands of years back. It's nothing new.
Ancient mathematics.
It's just like what's happening with our gold. The first thing about Anunnakis, they came here to mine gold. They discovered, after experiencing what they call global warming, that if you can get gold and you heat it into a certain degree, the gold will break down into gold atoms that form gold dust. You take the gold dust and you throw it in the atmosphere, it makes a shield, and that shield will protect the UV rays from hitting the planet. Then the planet will heal.
Is that monatomic gold? Is that what that is?
I'm not sure if it's monoatomic or it's diatomic gold, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they mine both, because the monoatomic gold has got powers to move you from this one dimension to the next. That's why they were able to hide their spaceships, so that it's not visible. But the diatomic gold, which is a byproduct of a monoatomic gold, that's the yellow gold. It prolongs life, because some of the other people will put gold dust in their drinks to prolong lives. It can make that shield. It's not a new technology now that our satellite spaceships are covered in gold dust. You go to NASA, they will tell you the language, the nonsense of being that titanium. There's only 40% titanium and like 60% gold dust. It answers your question. Where is our gold going? Here in Barberton, as we speak, there are miners mining gold. The miner in the ground only sees the gold from point A to point B. He never sees the end product. The other guy from point B only takes from point B to point C. He never sees it. Just like it happened on the September 11, Eiffel Tower. 45% of the gold underneath the tower was just absent in 5 minutes of the collapse of the building. The FBI's, what FBI stands for, Federal Bureau of
Investigation.
No, it's fucking bloody idiots.
It's what?
Fucking bloody
idiots. Because they think they are the only person who are wise. That was a plan that almost went well. The Eiffel Tower, the September 11th thing. Something that almost went well. What went wrong are 2 things. The way they presented the thing after the plane hit the top of the tower. The first advert that only appeared once and never be repeated again showed the nose of the plane appearing on the other side of the building, still intact after the collision. They went into an ad break and then came back with a different photo of the nose now completely destroyed. At the bottom of the tower, the engine that was discovered there doesn't belong to the top of the plane that collapsed there. So, tells you, go back and ask
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So these you mentioned these stones, the northern, the southern.
This is the northern.
Yeah. How do they correlate with these rocks? Point.
As I said, I actually explained with the meaning of directions of
Yeah.
a human being.
Ah.
If you were to be initiated in any sacred place, your initiation has to happen on the northern side. And this looks like some sort of a precinct. If you can come closer here, this rock looks like it used to stand up like this. And this one used to stand up like this. And this other rock used to be right in your face. So you come whichever way you are supposed to come and you find yourself in this precinct, then you get initiated here. Guess where you are? You are on the northern side, just like you're supposed to be, and you are dissecting these two Canada stones. From here, you just march straight into there, you get your powers, and then you march southerly direction, just like you entered. That's why we sometimes call it a fertility site or an initiation site. Fertility comes in with the Anunnaki staff when they started inseminating the fertilized eggs to the 7 female Anunnakis that were brought here. I don't know whether you follow
Yeah,
that.
I remember that, yeah.
Yes, what happened, the Anunnakis, after getting tired of mining gold, they brought 7 female Anunnakis to be inseminated with the fertilized eggs so that they can give birth to these earthlings, to be slaves. The very same 7 birth mothers that the Hindu people are actually praying on, or the 7 goddesses, if you can tell me. Those are the 7 female birth mothers. Firstly, they made this badge which had 21 pair of chromosomes. They lacked the speech chromosome, so they felt this was not good enough for them. You can't follow orders if you can't speak. That was completely destroyed. Then they made the second batch with 22 pair of chromosomes. That's where Adamu comes in. The Bible says it's Adam, but the Sumerian tablet is so called Adamu, had 22 pair of chromosomes. One other thing, Cain and Abel were never Adam and Eve's children. They were great-grandchildren. One cable was black and the other one was white. That's what the Sumerian tablet says. And they had 23 pair of chromosomes. Eve had 23 pair of chromosomes. Adam had 22 pair of chromosomes. Because after this female Anunnakis continued giving birth to these male earthlings with 22 pair of chromosomes, they got tired. They said, okay, enough is enough now.